All right. We are live. Welcome back, everyone. Oh, my God. Huh. Mm. Hell of an opening. Welcome back, everyone. J-Bone here for Smash This Podcast. Oh, my goodness. Uh, Wrong pipe. We're good. We're good. As we dive into this review of AEW Dynamite and then run down the card for this weekend's AEW Revolution. Don't forget to smash that like button and smash that sub button and ring that bell for notifications. Global Wars just blowing up the chat before I got on. Sorry, I'm a few minutes late. It's the story of my life, folks. It's the story of my life. The true Iron Man. Just looking at my notifications real quick. J Rock Freak, what is happening? How's it going? It is going, man. It is going. I've been looking forward to this all day. Another great AEW episode. Yeah, between this and the countdown episode that followed it, um, it was a nice little combo, wrapping everything up into a little ball for this weekend. Whatever they didn't cover on the episode, they covered on the countdown, which I was fine with. I felt like, okay, number one, they started off with the Pac and Omega match, which was absolutely balls to the wall, crazy. Was so intense, and this one left with Kenny Omega winning in overtime in sudden death with the one winged angel on Pac. Just absolutely crazy. I was almost expecting someone to come down to help Pac. Like I was trying to think of like some crazy scenario where because the Young Bucks were out there helping. I was like, oh, maybe Hangman will come down and get in the heads of the Bucks and distract Kenny Omega at the same time and act like he's helping Kenny Omega, but Kenny Omega's distracted from it. Like, what are you doing here? You didn't come down with me earlier, and then ends up, something like that. But no, we didn't get that. But the interview segment that we saw later between JR and the two groups, and then what we saw on the countdown really wrapped up everything there well. Now, what happened after the Iron Man match was just like out of left field hilarious. I couldn't believe it. Orange Cassidy interrupts an interview segment between Tony Schiavone and Pac and absolutely gets his bell rung. It was hilarious. Elijah Washington, what is up? What up, J-Bone? Very good AEW show. Very good. But, man, can you see Goldust join the Dark Order and come back as Black Rain and Orange Cassidy versus Pac? LOL. Nice. If anything is going to happen with, and that's fine. We can bounce all over the place. We don't have to go straight down the card or whatever. That's fine. I don't see Gold. You said Goldust. Now it's stuck in my head. I don't see Dustin doing anything to his brother. He's got his own fish to fry. I know a lot of people have been talking about Arn Anderson possibly turning on Cody. I certainly think, and they honestly No, that's fine. I know what you meant. I know what you meant. It was just funny that I said the same thing too. Um, Global Wars, we'll get to that. Matt Hardy, we'll get to that. They certainly hinted at stuff when Arn Anderson, and I'm talking about the cage match, that moment where Arn Anderson is holding the cage door and he's standing in front of um, Cody, almost like he looking like he's gonna like exit, and then MJF is screaming at Arn Anderson like, "Go on, hit him like you used to hit his dad," like a total flashback moment there, which obviously would get into the head of Arn Anderson because that's where he came from. He came from that rivalry decades ago where the Four Horsemen were always against Dusty Rhodes and whoever was surrounding him at the time. Um, so yeah, it absolutely would not shock me if Arn turned on him, but I honestly don't think that's going to happen. I mean, I could be dead wrong. Yeah, I honestly, if Arn turned on um, Cody and then joined MJF, and that's the thing though, it's MJF's got Wardlow. MJF is good enough; he really doesn't need anyone. And it's funny to say that because he's so damn young, but he is that good. What a good women's match. AEW is improving with their women's slightly. Oh, I mean, you got to really pay attention to the little things. They're building stars. And if you don't, and I've said this before, I'll say it again. If you don't think that they're not building stars, listen, pay attention to the crowd. When certain people come out and they get that pop, if they came out to crickets, then you could say, okay, something. And I'm sure some girls get a bigger reaction than others, but they've been building up Big Swole. She's going to be a prominent person in this company. Chris Statlander, right off the bat, I don't remember what city she debuted in, but they have clearly put her out there enough and let her be herself with her gimmick, her alien stuff, that it's getting over. A new Four Horsemen with Arn as the manager, MJF as Flair, and Wardlow as Tully, and the Revival as Ole and Arn Anderson. Oh my goodness. Oof. Yeah. That's certainly something. That's a concept. That sure is something. Wow. Eric says, I'd like to see Shayna start winning matches. Yeah, she's won a few. You can't win them all. They all signed in that match. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Just the fact that they keep bringing her out there, that's a good sign, It totally is. Yeah, there was that Dark Order promo that happened towards the end of the show, and he was talking to SCU. Now, I don't know if the Dark Order I don't know if they're having a match with SCU at the pay-per-view. I was trying to find something like right before I went live really quick, scrolling down Twitter to see if they were actually going to schedule them to have one. That might be a last minute announcement or something. It sounds like they called them out or something. I'd have to go back and see exactly what. Evil Uno said in his promo when he's surrounded by his Dark Order guys there. But he said, and this is the prominent thing here, I wrote this down. He said, Christopher Daniels, we're going to prove that Christopher Daniels is obsolete. So they're not throwing the, what do they call it, the red herring out there. They're not saying, after weeks and weeks of them, like, oh, where's Christopher Daniels? Maybe he's joining the Dark Order. And they kept saying different things each week. You know, something would happen and showing that, oh, maybe Christopher Daniels is the guy who's going to lead them. And now it seems like they're getting away from that. Although, you know, they did call him obsolete. So, but that obsolete thing, that's a broken Matt Hardy thing. And that's actually a Jeff thing. But nonetheless, it's a Hardy thing. And but yeah, obsolete Matt Hardy. Yeah. That sure is a sign, you know. And they could have done that on purpose. It's all, I don't know. Some people would say, oh, well, then it's just painfully obvious. Matt Hardy's Dr. RKO whatever thing he did in the wheelchair, the promo he put out yesterday. And then someone said, oh, rearrange the letters, and you reverse the letters, or what, not reverse them, but you spin the letters around and it spells out Dark Order. Dr. Randy RKO, you spin the letters around and spells out Dark Order, or whatever it was. So yeah, and he certainly could show up at the pay-per-view. Legally, he can't unless unless he pulls a Rhino and just does it. I honestly don't think they're going to give a shit. But nothing is set in stone. You know, I saw something about him in the NXT, like, if he resigns, they'll give him a position in NXT. Probably like a player coach, like Shawn Michaels. You know, something similar to that. But is that going to make him happy? Is that going to give him the freedom to do what he wants to do? They're still going to have their thumb on him and tell him no whenever they feel like it. You know. Runs out on the 1st. So let me bring up my calendar here, because I don't know what day falls on what. So the 29th is Saturday. Sunday, March. Okay. Wait. Okay. So Sunday is the 1st. He could certainly show up Wednesday the 4th. Or they could do something like a promo, like where he okay, you know how, okay, and I've bitched about this too. So he can't physically be there in person. Maybe they can get away with putting him like up on the Tron or something, which would suck because he's not there in person live. But I think that would get around the whole, oh, he's not there showing up. He's not wrestling. I don't know. Or I don't know. I don't know what the loophole is with that. If he's allowed to do that, that'd be the only way I'd think he could do it. I could be wrong. I'm not sure, but that's pure speculation. Let's see. J-Bone Y, I saw Sami Callihan joined the Dark Order. I was talking about that earlier this afternoon. Yeah, because both the Dark Order and Sami Callihan are using that code stuff, whatever that is. One says one thing, one says the other thing. So I don't know. Excuse me. Damn. I don't know. I don't know what's up with. I don't want to. I don't. Maybe just it's Sammy just fucking with everybody. I don't want to be like, oh, it's Sammy. Oh my God, what is he gonna work Impact and AEW? I really can't think that'd be a thing because Sammy's gonna be around in Impact for quite a while. Maybe he's just dropping breadcrumbs and just getting people talking. That's what is one of the one things that Sammy's been good at over the last handful of years since he's left the WWE family, NXT. Getting people talking. Shows up, destroys people, goes viral on the internet, gets people talking. Accidentally hit Eddie Edwards in the face with a bat. The video absolutely blew up Impact Wrestling's YouTube and got people talking. He's good at it. Who are the other options to be the Exalted One? Oh shit, dude. Could be Brody Lee completely reinventing himself. They just signed Lance Archer. I don't think Lance Archer would be it, but he's certainly charismatic, but I don't know if he's got the mojo to do that, you know what I mean? I don't know. That's not the word I'm looking for, but just off the top of my head. Raven, yeah. I know they did that. I mean, the timing for that was perfect. He was just there, I think, talking to people, or maybe, maybe we're not going to know the complete reason. I know they've been talking about it, but Jimmy Havoc, I think, is the only person that put it out there saying, excuse me, thank you for your time, and then they put him out there right behind in the crowd where all that stuff happened last week, where all the Dark Order people came out and they were talking to SCU out there, and then all of a sudden they spread out and they started, the fight or whatever happened, and they showed Raven sitting about 5 rows back in the seat on the end of the aisle, certainly a little out of place. So yeah, that was funny. Yeah, I remember last week people were talking about that, and I remember seeing the picture of it right before I went live and doing the review. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't think that's Raven, because I didn't hear about him being backstage and talking to Jimmy Havoc. But then I started hearing more the next day. So, J-Rock Freak says, I can't imagine Sammy would be working Impact and AEW. Yeah, I can't either. I can't imagine Impact would allow him to do that unless that'd be like a way for them to start a working relationship. But I don't know. This is the world of wrestling. Never say no to anything. You just never know. You never know. I hope AEW gets Austin Aries. Hey, that certainly is an option for the future. I'm hoping for Teddy Hart, too, as soon as he cleans up his act. Maybe it was all just a big misunderstanding. Who knows? So yeah, I mean, all the signs are there for Matt Hardy to show up. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I don't know if something's actually going to happen at the pay-per-view. I would think it would happen at Revolution, but certain people can't show up at Revolution, or maybe Matt Hardy will just say, screw it. What are they going to do? I don't know. Another scenario could be talent exchange with Impact because the Young Bucks can show up at the TNA show. Look at the big brain on Global Wars. No, that makes sense. That totally makes sense. So be like, oh my God, what the hell are they called? Oh, Generation Me. What are I don't remember the names they used. It was something. It wasn't Matt and Nick Jackson. It was something. I forget what it was. What is Generation Me doing in the WrestleCon Asylum? Whatever the hell they would call it that weekend. I don't know. The Impact Zone, whatever. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see. So yeah, and then they made the announcement of Pac versus Orange Cassidy at Revolution. I can't imagine Orange Cassidy winning, but it's his first match. For people that don't know, yes, the guy can actually wrestle. He's not just a blue jean wearing shades having gimmick. The guy can wrestle. The guy is athletic. It's just been a very, very slow burn leading up to this. So yeah, that's gonna be fun. I really don't know who the hell to pick in that one because I mean, say, oh well, it's Orange Cassidy's first match. Of course he's gonna win. But then you look at Orange Cassidy and go, oh, but he's facing the craziest bastard on the roster, Pac. It's brutal. So maybe Orange Cassidy surprises him? I don't know. But what do you guys think? You tell me who you think is going to win that one, please. Global War says Pac will win, in my opinion. Okay. Anyone else? Throw it out there. Let me know who wins that one. We'll continue. We got the Inner Circle. Sammy Guevara and Santana and Ortiz versus Jurassic Express, Luchasaurus, Jungle Boy, and Marco Stunt. Really fun match. 3-on-3. Darby Allin gets the assist at the end because he's going after Sammy Guevara, which is another match that's taking place this weekend. Which I don't want to overthink this, but damn, that one can really steal the show. It's going to be one of the biggest pops of the evening. It really is. Darby's going to come out and just. I love Sammy Guevara. I watch all his vlogs. I'm a huge fan of his. The guy's the future of this company. But damn. I've seen Darby lose so much over the last few years. He's got to win this one. He's just gotta. Absolutely gotta. Did I not write that one down on here? I didn't. Sammy G versus Darby Allin. All right. But yeah, that one was a lot of fun. And I'm waiting for people to pop up, on social media and say, "Oh man, Santana and Ortiz have really slumped down in the rankings and blah 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 blah." No, they're still up there. They're still in the top freaking stable in the company. It's but that was all a science to this. When they started this whole shebang and Chris Jericho put this together, Chris Jericho doesn't need people around him. And that's not an insult to the others. He brought all these, handpicked these people to be with him to lift them up, to get them noticed. Because whether you love Chris Jericho or hate Chris Jericho, you're paying attention to him. And so in that same discussion, you're going to pay attention to what's going on around him. Oh, he's got Jake Hagar. Oh, he's got Santana and Ortiz. Oh, Sammy Guevara. Who's this kid? People start paying attention to him. People start watching his vlogs. Chris Jericho called him the Spanish God. People start talking. It's incredibly unselfish of Chris, in my professional opinion. The Darby and Sammy match will be a double disqualification or a time limit draw. Wasn't expecting that one. I don't know, but somebody's getting a skateboard busted over their heads. Same as tonight. Because Darby got that in the brawl at the end there, too. He got a skateboard cracked, split in half over his head from Sammy, which looked, not going to lie, looked pretty amazing. So, because right now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 matches. I think there's got to be more than that, but you don't want too many. You want just enough so that it gives these guys plenty of time to put on a damn good match. You don't want a 5-minute match, Elijah Washington says, Darby Allin reminds me of a modern day Vampiro. I hear they're doing 2 more matches, J-Bone, LOL. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, they might do that SCU versus Dark Order, like pre-show or main show, something. Who knows? I'm sure they'll do something. It's in Chi-Town. It's going to be a hot crowd that night. Modern day Vampiro. Yeah, I can see that. Because Vampiro will tell you he destroyed himself back in the day, Maybe Cena versus Trent? Trent as in best friends Trent? Hey, that'd be all right. Cena was given that mask. Didn't say no, just kind of walked off with it. And no, I don't think he's the guy. Best Friends versus Strong Hearts. That was, didn't they do that last week? I just saw, where did I see that? Was that on, was that on Dark? I just saw that somewhere. I think I did. Where is Michael Nakazawa? He's in back. He's working on his muscles still. Trying to become a big guy like Kenny Omega wants him to. So, all right, we continue. Then there was a Cody MJF promo talking about that because they had to at least mention it on the Go Home show because there was no Cody and MJF actually on the show, which I'm okay. I mean, because there's been a steady dose of it for several weeks, and along with breadcrumbs leading up to the betrayal. So I'm okay if that wasn't on the Go Home show. I'm okay with that because we've had all the stipulations that Cody had to go through. Honestly, if they put him on this show, it would almost be like beating a dead horse. It'd be like, yeah, we get it. They're facing each other, you know, unless MJF was to cut some, you know, blood-curdling promo that would just make you want to throw a brick at your television or something. It's the only thing I could think that would make it worth that. I'm sure they're going to put something on social media before that. He'll cut something. But he's going to have Wardlow there, and Cody's going to have Arn Anderson. It wasn't though Nyla, but Chris that good. They can go to the training school. Good promo for Cody versus MJF match would be a training video. Yeah, well, they kind of use that for Mox, but yeah, you don't want to overdo the training video because they've used a few of those already in the past. They used it with Jericho and Kenny Omega training out in the tundra or wherever he was. Can we see Jake Hagar theme being Get Down on Your Knees by Rage Against the Machine? No, they'll come up with something original. They got that guy that's doing all the music and collaborating with different people. I got 7 matches. Did I miss one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got Cody versus MJF, Jericho Mox, Bucks, Omega Page, Rhodes Hagar, Nyla Rose, Chris Statlander, Sammy G, Sammy G, Darby Allin. Dear God, I must be tired. What am I forgetting? I feel like it's so obvious. What am I forgetting? Because I wrote down everything they went through. Oh, Pac and Orange Cassidy. I got it written down in my notes from the show. I didn't put it on my countdown thing because they didn't put it on there. But yeah, as I'm going through this stuff, let me know who you think's going to win the match. I'll go through the card at the end too, but Orange versus Pac. Thank you. Let's see how good Hagar is in the ring that he was in WWE. Well, he wrestled the WWE style. If you saw him in Lucha Underground, he was a monster. He was an absolute monster. He might completely change up his shit at the pay-per-view. So yeah, we haven't seen him. We haven't seen him wrestle on TV, not counting his MMA stuff, since the last season of Lucha Underground ended like 2 years ago. Two years ago? It's 28. I want to say 2018. Was it 2017? Whatever. Between 2 to 3 years ago, whatever it was. But yeah, the guys, and you haven't seen someone wrestle in a while and you forget how good he is. But go watch some highlights from what he did in Lucha Underground. And I'll be honest. It took me a while for me to get on the Jake Hagar train while he was in Lucha Underground. I'm like, oh, this guy doesn't fit in here. What the hell did they bring him in for? And it was like a slow burn all the way through that last season to like convince me that he belonged there. And by the end, he was Lucha Underground champ. Still is champ. And he was a monster, but I will be shocked if Hagar does a moonsault. Did he do one in Lucha Underground? I can't remember. Paul Nelson, what is up? My only question is, why have a weigh-in if there's no weight class? Because they're trying to treat this like a sport. But this is also one of those things that it just makes it feel the fight, okay, they didn't need to do this. The fight already feels big, in my opinion. It's going to be one of the biggest matches of the year. Any brand, period. But they still wanted to give it that little extra sporty feel. So they had the weigh-in, just to have okay, well, what's your official weight going into this fight? Because they're treating it like a sport. And no, Chris Jericho didn't even get it because then, he just ticked off Mox enough and Mox started brawling, broke his nose, or whatever he did. And then Mox got his ass handed to him, and then, So yeah, it was a crazy, chaotic, weird end. And I don't remember what Chris Jericho's last weigh-in was. Or not official like they did tonight on the show. I'm just saying, when he comes down the ring, weighing in at whatever, I don't remember what it was. It was less than 250, I know that much. Because he's never been that big. But he certainly has put on more mass and muscle in the last, I want to say, 5 years. Hey, but the guy still has abs, okay? That says something. Not sure what, but is that diet vodka? Is that a thing now? I don't know. Jake Hagar was in MLW in 2018. Yeah, I don't think he was around long. And honestly, I forget like who he even faced in there. He couldn't have been very long. And it might have been before I started reviewing MLW back last year. Airtime, November 2018 for Lucha Underground. Okay, that was the end. All right. So that was actually right before all the AEW stuff started. right around the same time. Like the rumors, and then the season ended all around the same time. I know it hasn't been advertised, but do you think AEW would introduce a mid-card title at this pay-per-view? I certainly could. Absolutely. You know, they're going to do something like that at a pay-per-view. That's a pay-per-view worthy thing. They're going to, and certainly in Chicago where the whole hype for this brand started, you know. So, yeah, maybe. Or maybe they'll save something like that for Double or Nothing later this year, So, who knows? All right, we continue. How far are we here? All right, talked about the Revolution announcement, Pac versus Orange Cassidy. Next, we had an absolutely crazy 4-way match. Now, I don't think this was like for a number one contendership that's going to end up being official like later down the road. After the match this weekend. So like whoever wins, they face the winner of this match. It's nothing like that. That's what I thought it was at first, but it's not. I can't give him too much shit. It's still better than another redundant contract signing segment. Yeah, because we've seen the contract table God knows how many times. And then the fight breaks out and someone ends up getting a clipboard busted over him or something. Eugene Evans. Jay Boone, you lavish son of a gun. What? That's funny. Jericho, who's way so that you always got to worry about your health first. Yeah, well, I look at it this way. Didn't Fozzy just get announced for some tour coming up soon? I could be wrong. Let me look up real quick. I saw something about Fozzy and some tour. Fozzy, here we go. Boom. Reminder, tickets and VIPs are now on sale for Spring Fozzy Saves the World Tour. Don't miss, yeah. Okay, so this tour is April. I can't do the share screen thing here. Special guests through the fire, Royal Bliss, Black Satellite. Oh, nice bunch here. Excuse me. Of course, they're not coming to Wisconsin. Son of a bitch. Nobody comes here anymore. Completely bypass Wisconsin. No, they've been here recently. So let's start. So this goes from April to May. And they're going to be on the road doing concerts like every single day. And I don't know where Wednesdays fall in this tour. So so it's like a 3-week tour. So I honestly do not, if that's a little preview of who you think's going to win this weekend, I think that certainly is a good sign. Can't tour and wrestle when you're partying and drinking vodka every night. Moxley's got to win. This has been a slow burn since Mox entered this company since last May. So it's almost a year. We're in February going into March here. It's almost a 10-month thing. I'm not a math guy, but that's almost 10 months. And yeah, Mox has had opponents along the way, but so has Jericho. But it always came back to this. Because who did Sammy tag the second he walked in the door? Jericho. Zach Bonifer says, coming to Louisville, Kentucky. Hagar, May of 2018, an MLW debut against Jeff Cobb. Lucha Underground filmed their season in the summer and aired in November. Okay. J-Bone is ordering a ticket. I have my tickets for Milwaukee. I did. I bought the cheapest ones I could get, but I am going to the debut in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. The tickets are in the next room. I will be there. Smash This Podcast will be representing in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I am stoked. I have not been in that arena for a long freaking time. I think the last time I was in that arena, oh my God. It's been, holy shit, 20 years? Has it been that long? It was, I haven't seen many concerts there. I saw Pantera back in it's like 95, 96, right before they broke up. And then Motley Crue, when Vince Neil came back to the band, Motley Crue versus the World Tour 97. So I haven't been back in that arena in over 20 years. Now I'm seeing the debut of AEW in Milwaukee. I've been to a few things downtown Milwaukee at the Bradley Center, but the Bradley Center is no more. Now it's the Fiserv Forum. They built it literally right next door to where the old big arena was. So WWE came to Milwaukee to die. Now AEW is coming back to bring it back to life, if you will. Tickets are selling decent. I looked last week or something. Like the floor is sold out and sections above the floor are slowly selling out. So that's good. So it should be a good crowd there. Because I can imagine a lot of walk-up sales last minute to that show, honestly. Because that's kind of how Milwaukee is. A lot of last minute. That's a guess, but I can see that happening. Can you see a 6-man tag titles in AEW, J-Bone? I think anything's possible, but they're trying to make their tag division as prominent as possible. You know, legit. Isn't just, you may not know all the teams that are out there, but you're going to see some damn good tag team wrestling. And that's the thing. And that's what's going to build these teams. You know? Babyface or heel, it's what's going to build them. And I think they've done a damn good job with that. But a 6-man tag, I'd rather see a mid-card championship first. I mean, they kind of have that with what MJF is holding on his ring right now. Because that was actually, you know, he had to fight to get that. He didn't just use that as a gimmick and came out with it. He beat someone for that, didn't he? So they kind of have one already, but it's not a championship belt. So, but I'm sure they're going to have a championship mid-card down the road. They'll probably have one by the end of this year. That's a guess. J-Bone, it's your time to sign with AEW and be a manager. Call Jericho or a producer. Oh, no. If I did, I'd have to be like Cyrus the Virus and have a no bump clause. He was talking about that. He was on Busted Open Radio with Tommy Dreamer. They talked some Impact Wrestling, and they were taking calls from the the fans. And Don Callis was talking about his time back in ECW and how he had a no bump clause or something like that. I don't know. Gotta get back to work. See you later, J-Bo. See you, man. Thanks for stopping in. You take care, dude. You should hire me for your podcast. Start some global wars. I got my hands kind of full right now. I'm not going to lie. All right, let's continue. So we got this 4-way women's match. Yuka Sakazaki. Did I say that right? Yuka Sakazaki. Yeah, Yuka Sakazaki. Big Swole. Love Big Swole. Man, she's just so charismatic and just an ass kicker. She's just great. Shanna. Keep saying, want to say Shayna. It's not Shayna. There's no AI in there. It's just Shanna. And Hikaru Shida. Hikaru Shida comes off with the win here with the running knee strike. Man, that is a wicked running knee. All the women had spots in this. Jim Ross. I thought Jim Ross was actually on his game tonight. Taz was on there. Yeah, I mean, we had a little bit of Tony Schiavone and a little bit of Taz. That was great. I love Taz on commentary. He's great on Dark with Excalibur. But, man, when he can slide into that third chair when Tony Schiavone's doing whatever. I did hear recently that Tony Schiavone is full-time with AEW. He's not doing the other sports anymore. I just read that. So, you're going to be seeing a lot more of Tony around, which, in my opinion, not a bad thing. Like, I don't care what he does. If he's doing interviews, if he's doing commentary, I don't care. The guy's just a wealth of knowledge and talent, and he can help anyone. He was good. I was impressed with Ross. Yeah, Ross was on point. There's a couple of times when he's getting to learn some new kid on the roster and might flub something, but it's like, God, who hasn't done that? Seriously. Don't tell me Ross is the only one that's done that. It's like just because JR is who he is as JR doesn't mean he's not going to make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. Hell, watch one episode of Raw. I guarantee you. Or watch one episode of SmackDown. You're going to hear at least a handful of mistakes. 4-man AEW commentary. Yeah, I mean, they always got at least 3 people there. But like I said, if Tony's off doing whatever, he's doing a interview, or if he's lined up for a few different segments, and it's not every episode either. It's like every other episode he's got something going on, and he's just good at that, And people love Tony. They don't care who's holding the mic, but they love Tony. J-Bone, you hear Ross said you want big guys like Harper and Archer and Cage because he sees them as larger than life stars like Stone Cold, Hogan, and The Rock. I heard something about that. Okay, you look at the comparison and be like, what is he thinking? Um, but yeah, it's this brand does need a variety of different size, different, uh, ethnicities, whatever. So yeah, they need a little bit of everything. And it's this whole brand is a work in progress. Over the first few years, it's a work in progress. I mean, I think they're doing damn good now, and it's just going to slowly improve. You know, is it perfect now? No, but I'm enjoying the hell out of this. Tell you what, I'd rather sit through 2 hours of AEW and a countdown to Revolution than 3 hours of Raw. I was not mad because Jim Ross helped a lot of legends. Time to help the new guys. Yeah, yeah, and that's what he's doing. He's not just a commentator. He's not just walking the door, punch your card, and sit at the table. No, he's helping everyone. He's a wealth of knowledge. So he's like a coach too, you know. It may not be a physical one like someone like Billy Gunn or something, who can still go. But man, to sit down and pick the mind of Jim Ross for a meal, have a couple beers with him, my God. It'd be amazing. I wouldn't even know what the hell to talk to him about. How do you pick out decades of stuff to even start a conversation with him? Man, it would just be crazy. AEW has stars like Sammy and Darby and Pac and WWF, Andre and Macho Man, young guys like Shawn and Brett Owen. Rest in peace. Yeah, it's the same but different. It's the same but different. People are, like I said, if you want to know who's a star of the show, listen to the crowd. They'll tell you. They'll tell you. Yeah, Hikaru Shida wins this 4-way. Then we had that Dark Order promo that we saw earlier, talking to SCU, saying that Christopher Daniels is obsolete. It sure sounds like Matt, but I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, that's it. That's a guarantee. It's Matt Hardy. No, nothing's a guarantee. His contract ends March 1st. He can't be on the pay-per-view. I mean, at midnight, March 1st, he could call up Vince and be like, yeah, stick my ass in NXT, but you better pay me. What's your offer? We don't know. We don't know. People hold out because there's someone else over here now. They just sit and they sit and they sit and they wait for WWE to throw some just ridiculous kind of money at them just to stay. Just to stay. They did that to the Revival. They did it to the Revival. They offered them $750K each to stay. 6 figures. 3/4 of 7 figures to stay and eat shit for 3-5 years, whatever. Easy paycheck. Damn good paycheck. That is hard to turn down that kind of money. But is that going to change the way you feel right here? Is it going to make you happy? Jeff Hardy to AEW confirmed. Obsolete. Yeah, because that was his thing. That's what I said earlier, isn't that? Wasn't that the Jeff Hardy thing, the obsolete thing? He used to sing the obsolete song or whatever. Something, I don't know. I like the pictures. Figure out posted 20 on her Instagram. What? Okay. Rebby Hardy. Oh God. Rebby Hardy. Oof. Yeah, I don't know. I just they got 3 kids. She's a mom. I can't picture her being involved or anything. Benjamin Sr. is the exalted one. Hey, he's the one that put Matt Hardy in the grave and then helped dig him up. Senior Benjamin has all the power. You just don't know it. I laughed my ass off. All of a sudden, he walks out on stage and says, "It was me all along," with the shovel. Oh God, that'd be funny. Too funny. All right. Um. So yeah, I mean, I think something's gonna happen this weekend, but what I have no idea. But let me know what you think is gonna happen this weekend. Do you think they're gonna reveal something without him physically being there, or do you think it's gonna be someone completely different? Because the thing in Impact Wrestling is whoever is ICU is going to show up. What does the code for that say? March 17th? Whatever. I read it last night. Someone cracked the code because I don't know what the hell code is or whatever. I understand it's like a computer data building thingy, whatever you call it. Like one of the codes for this page says this and the other page says this. So it's a crazy timeline seeing WWE become WCW, trying to buy everyone and keep them away from the company, while AEW is old WF taking scraps and making the most of them. Well, that's an interesting way of putting it. Yeah, you know, it's the same but different, right? So, what do we got next here? Okay, then we got the official. Well, it was like they said officially, and I covered it on the channel. If you missed the conversation, you could certainly go back and watch it. I did the breaking news of Lance Archer being all elite. They announced it on the social media. They mentioned it on the show tonight, saying that Lance Archer is going to be at Dynamite next week. I had a feeling he was going to show up tonight and do something, but they just announced him signing. So um, he will be there. Hey, he might be at the pay per view too. Who knows what they're going to do with this big guy? I'm excited though. I'm absolutely excited. Can't wait. And then we had the weigh in, which turned into the chaotic brawl. It was absolutely nuts. Dustin came out and attacked Jake Hagar, and they brawled to the back. Kind of funny. Best line of the whole show, or one of them. They're in the back hallway there, and I don't remember who got thrown into what, but then one of them threw the other into the dipping dots. Excalibur screaming, "Not the dipping dots!" In the Excalibur, very loud, exuberant voice. Jericho versus Archer for the next feud. Well, I don't think I don't think Jericho's going to be around much after this weekend, honestly. If they got a tour coming up in a month, they're going to have to, like, rehearse. Jericho's got to work on his, drinking on the bus, get his tolerance back up because he can't do it when he's wrestling, No, I don't know. I'm sure it could happen down the road. I'd like to see it. I'd like to see Mox and Archer, but if Mox is champ, probably not going to see that for a while. Maybe a non-title match, maybe. Who knows? AEW didn't get Aries, but we see. Just wait. I don't know. I have no idea what the people in AEW think about Austin Aries. He certainly has a long ways to go before he's done, or maybe he'll go back to Impact Wrestling. Don't count him out for anything, honestly. Who knows? Shit, he might go back to WWE. He could be the TikTok thing. I'm kidding. That's Cross. At least I'm assuming it's Cross. Cross going straight to SmackDown. Interesting, isn't it? That'd be crazy. All right, let's go down this card. You guys help me pick some wieners and some losers here for the pay-per-view Revolution this Saturday. I looked up the price. $50. Is it worth paying $50 to see one of my favorite wrestlers of all time become world champ in this company? I don't know. We'll see. All right, so we go down the card here. This is not in order of importance or anything. Britt and Tony. Tony, who's Tony? Like Tony Khan, or I don't know what you're talking about. Anyways, all right. All right, so we go down the card. All right, so Cody versus MJF. I think the only way that Cody loses here is if Arn turns on him. I think that is the only way he loses here. Britt and Tony Schiavone. Tony from WCW. Schiavone. Tony Ravioli. All right. She like getting a coffee from him or something? Yeah. Schiavone and the coffee. I gotta think that Cody's winning this one. Doesn't take anything away from MJF. He's still got the ring. He's still gold. But I think Cody wins this one. He's gone through hell to get his hands on MJF. I can't even imagine him losing. I mean, like I said, never assume anything, but Tony Montana, Soprano, the Tiger. You guys are great. I love it. Her J-Bone Britt helped Tony take his wisdom tooth out. She did some work. She did some work on me too. That's funny. Young Bucks versus Kenny Omega and Adam Page. Man, I gotta go with Young Bucks on this one. I know people are gonna shit on this and be like, "Oh, they're gonna win. They're EVPs." Blah, blah. There's some dumbasses out there that are gonna say some stupid shit like that. But I like where this is going. It's a little hard to tell where this is going. I don't think you can assume I mean, I think people assumed that um, Adam Page was going to be like that first recruit to the Dark Order. I think it's just a heel thing. Honestly, I think it's just a heel turn. He certainly could join the Dark Order, but he's not really showing any signs. He's not sitting there with the mask in his hands during promos by himself, like scratching his head, like, what do I do? I think this is just them building him as a heel and him leaving the elite. And like, if you paid attention to the promo and the slow build up to this, I think it's just him leaving the elite and going out on his own, and him. It's like almost like a jealousy thing, isn't it? You know, just want to see a good match. That's what wrestling's about. And there you go. Well put. Well put. But yeah, I think the Young Bucks are going to take this one. Dustin Rhodes versus Jake Hagar. Man, I know. I think I said something about Sammy G. Um, and Darby Allin maybe being match of the night. But man, the more I think about it, Dustin Rhodes against Jake Hagar. What would Jim Ross say? A restaurant quality slobber knocker. This could be the sleeper hit of the evening. Legit. I'm excited to see this. I mean, number one, we haven't seen Jake wrestle in like what 2 years or whatever it's been between MLW and Lucha Underground. Um, not including MMA. Dustin Rhodes has completely reignited his career, and it's been amazing to watch him. Hell, he had match of the year last year with Cody. You know, absolutely. So I mean, some could argue that point. So it's anyone's opinion, but I don't think too many people are going to argue with me, unless you just flat out ignored AEW all of last year. AEW is literally the best thing about wrestling in the last 10 years. Certainly one of them, right? They flipped the wrestling business on their head. Turned a lot of heads. You know? Completely evaluated how WWE does all their contracts, because now they're just trying to lock people down so they don't go to the competition. Yeah, it's just like 20 plus years ago, ain't it? It's all over again. Only it's gonna be better this time. It's gonna be Brandon Cutler, the guy who hangs with the Bucks. Oh, that's wow! I don't think I heard anybody mention that. I think might be the first. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't see that happening. I mean, he could certainly join the Dark Order, but I don't see him being like the leader. Nakazawa grabbing a Dark Order mask. Yeah, he certainly could. He could turn on the Young Bucks or Kenny or something. Who knows? Nick Jackson called Adam Page a Ring of Honor jobber. He did in that interview when Jim Ross was sitting between them. Oh my God. That cracked me up. I was like, oh, jobber. Shame on you. I mean, that's almost heelish of Matt, but be like, yeah, you got to kiss our ass because we did all this shit for you. It's funny. Dark Order could be the New Age Ministry of Darkness. If they book it right, yeah, they get the right people in there. Because right now there isn't anybody of prominence in there. You know, they're starting to like turn heads and get people talking, but um, you know, and they've attacked people, but they haven't made any like major news or moves, I should say. The Raven flock. I think it's going to be more organized than the Raven flock because those guys just came out, looked like bums, and like attacked people. They weren't like a cult. I mean, they worshipped the Raven, but they looked like a bunch of bums. These guys all they look like they got a set of rules that they go by or something, you know. Dark Order hinges on who the leader turns out to be. Yeah, it certainly is going to help. TNA Abyss's manager was the Exalted One. Oh, you talking about the Sinister Minister, James Mitchell? No, I heard about the whole writing him off of TV. I read that. Someone mentioned it in the chat in one of the last videos, talk about Impact or TNA or something. And if they did write him off, I think it was for him. It wasn't because they didn't like him or anything negative like that. He's got a stepdaughter that's, if you guys haven't heard, I've talked about it, but if you guys haven't heard, Kevin Sullivan. No, I don't think so. But maybe. Jim Mitchell has a stepdaughter who's fighting cancer right now. So he might be just focusing on that, you know, staying at home, help take care of her. I can't imagine the road she's going through. I can't imagine. I mean, I've gone through some shit in my life. I can't imagine going through that and fighting that. I can't even imagine that. I pray to God I don't ever have to fight something like that. You know, it's hard enough going through this shit I'm going through right now. But man, so that's my guess is why he's not going to be around. I'd love to keep him around and have him help whoever keep the Dark Order. Dark Order. There you got me saying it. The under Jesus, what do they call it? The underground realm, whatever going. Undead realm. Thank you. Oh my God. Like completely lost my. Almost read that as undeed. The undeed realm. Yes. You can only call it that way if you know who comes back to Impact. The Undead Order. Oh, then it's absolutely James Mitchell. But no, that's my I would have to think that's why he's leaving. I haven't heard reasons. I just heard that I heard about the whole writing him off of television or something. Daddy's home. It's funny. It's like, where do you go with that then? But I don't mean that in a negative way. It just makes you wonder. All right, back to this. Totally straight off track, but that's okay. We're having a good talk. Dustin Rhodes, Jake Hagar. I think we gotta have Jake win this one. I love Dustin. He's doing amazing. I can't wait to see because the guy's gonna bring it. If you heard that promo during the countdown, damn, I can't wait to see this match. You can call Jake Hagar like the silent assassin, you know. Um, Nyla Rose, Chris Statlander, another contender for match of the night. It could be really good. I know some people aren't believing the whole um, thing about Chris Statlander being so good. Just go YouTube a handful of her videos. She's got it. And she may not be a big promo person, but she's quiet and she's doing her own like weird alien thing and letting everybody talk about her, calling the match is like her promo. You know what I mean? So, um, but I don't think Nyla Rose is losing this one. As much as I like Chris Statlander, I don't think. Um, yeah, I think it's too early. You know, Nyla Rose literally just got this a couple weeks ago. So, the Dark Order is a terrible idea so far. We need it to be more ministry than Dungeon of Doom. It's been a slow burn. Give it time. Like I said, it depends on who they all get in there. That's going to really, I think, make or break it. Because the focus on the company so far has been matches. And through the matches and interviews and stuff, and they're building stars. So just give it time. Just give it time. I understand some people ain't digging it. You don't dig it. That's fine. That's all right. Gotta love Jim Ross. Jake Hager nickname fits. How you feel about John Moxley's nickname being called the Death Rider? Because Ross said it. I thought, um, I thought that's what they was called in New Japan. I thought that's what they called him while he was there. I didn't know that was a Jim Ross thing. Oh, I don't know. I like it. If they keep his persona, a little different in New Japan, like if he's a little more, I don't know, hardcore or stiff in New Japan than he is on Dynamite. He still mocks, but I don't know. So, all right. Um, but yeah, Nyla Rose is gonna retain her championship here. And that promo she cut last week, I dug it. I dug it. Sounded badass. I like the moniker the Hellraiser, John Moxley. I like it. Put it on a t-shirt, right? That's how you make it happen. Yeah, I'd be shocked if Chris wins it. I think it's too early. I mean, she's really had a steady rise ever since her debut. Like the fans have really that's been a grassroots build right there. They brought her back every week, and every time she went out there and kicked ass and shocked people, like, oh, she beat this person. Oh, she beat this person. And then booped people along the way for a little bit of. It's like, oh, she's badass, but she's got a little comedy built in with it. Yeah, I'd be shocked too. I don't see it happening. I don't think Nyla Rose is a transitional champion. I can't picture it. Sammy G versus Darby Allin. We talked about that a little. Um, I think Darby's got to win this one, and that'll cut it almost right down the middle between baby faces and heels winning. So I think it'd be a nice even show. Some heels, some baby faces. Darby Allin, man, I can't wait to see him get revenge on Sammy. I can see him just bringing down like a whole like shopping cart full of skateboards and just busting them all over his head. He what? Sammy G. Yeah, that's what they would, if he was in the WWE, they just cut his name down to Sammy G. So yeah, Darby wins that one. Pac and Orange Cassidy. Absolutely match of the evening here. Let's not kid ourselves, folks. No, I mean, we're finally going to get. I mean, we've seen the athleticism of Orange Cassidy when he does the topes over the rope or through the rope and he crashes into other people. And it's like, whoa, he did that with his hands in his pocket. And then he kips up and he just starts walking around, The guy can wrestle. Like I said, YouTube it. The guy can wrestle. His lazy gimmick is hilarious, though. Wait, what was the thing that they said? Is he going to try? Is he going to try? I think he's going to try. He has to, right? I mean, Pac's pretty lethal of a guy. I can't. I don't know. Damn, it's hard. Who do you guys think is going to win this one? Seriously, I know I asked this earlier, but that's a tough one to call. I mean, you assume Pac because he's just so lethal, but Orange Cassidy all of a sudden pulls something out of thin air that people haven't, people love the character. I'm a little shocked at how over he is. And it's not a knock on him. I just didn't think, like, as soon as he signed, and people like shit on it, but a majority of the people, like, you listen to the crowds when he comes out, it's one of the biggest pops of the evening. It's ridiculous. It really is. Both are over. That's hard. Yeah, it is. It is hard. Whatever. I'm going to say Orange Cassidy wins. I'm probably wrong, but whatever. I don't care. Should have Orange Cassidy win by DQ or something. Yeah, I don't get that detailed in my winning. I mean, once in a while I'll predict something like that, but 99% of the time I don't. But you could be right. I could see that. Like Pac is just so infuriated at this guy, so angry at the gimmick that he just starts clobbering and doesn't let up on him and just bullies him to a DQ. But I'd like to see Orange Cassidy put up a fight and actually get some shit in, Makes sense. We'll see. Makes sense. And then we got Chris Jericho versus. Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Damn. Yep. It's time to call it a night. You guys call this one. Chris Jericho versus Mox. Mox has got to win. It's what you're paying the $50 for, right? Absolutely. I mean, shit, if you got guys like Randy Couture training you, damn. And if you guys didn't watch the countdown, go watch it. It's cool, because they go through everyone on here, and it's they did a good job on it, because it's they keep going back to the thing where they're treating it like a sport. The narrator makes it sound like one of those classic like ESPN documentaries. When they're talking about, say, okay, perfect example, like one of my old tapes I used to watch back in the day, Green Bay Packers. The year they won the Super Bowl, they got their own Road to the Super Bowl videotape. And it's documented in the voice, and they talk about you go to this town and they had to fight these guys, and you know what they sound like, the classic ESPN sounding NFL films, whatever. It's that same kind of deal. Pac should Pac should destroy the freshly squeezed one. So violent. Are you saying he's going to squeeze the shit out of him? What are you saying? What are you saying? Oh man. But yeah, Mox has got to take this one. So yeah. And don't be surprised if they throw an extra match or two in here. Like I think we certainly could see SCU versus Dark Order. And that could be the big introduction of them. Dude, wouldn't that be funny as hell? Senior Benjamin comes down to the aisle. And that would be like the giveaway. Like without Matt showing up, that would be the giveaway, right? Wouldn't that be funny as hell? That'd be hilarious. God, if that happens, I'm just going to just fall off my damn couch. I'd be like, oh my God, I don't call many things in wrestling, but wouldn't that be hilarious? Senior Benjamin shows up and that's because by date, he can't be there yet. He has to wait till the following week, right? If he is going to show up. That'd be nuts. I think they're saving Moxley winning the title for the anniversary Double or Nothing. They'll have to do something big to screw him over, though. I think you could be right, but I think, well, because Fozzie's got this whole spring tour going on. He's going to be gone for a few months, for like a whole month. From April something to May something. I don't see him being champ and just being gone. I mean, they could write him off of TV, but I can't. J-Bone, you're making Darby Allin into WWF Raven, the supermarket card. Yes, I'm doing it. Damn it, I'm booking Darby Allin as the Raven wannabe. He's going to sit in the corner and wait for the flocking match to start. Well, he rides a skateboard down. So why not bring a shopping cart full of skateboards down to just keep throwing at Sammy? You know, I think it's hilarious. No, it's going to be a good wrestling match. I think it's hilarious, though. It's going to be a skateboard on a pole match. Shit, I'm tired. I'm getting out of here. All right. Thanks for joining me for this one. Yeah, we went an hour and a half. That was definitely long enough. But yeah, if you're watching, no Wednesdays on the Fozzy schedule, though. Mr. Peeps, I see what you did there. See, I didn't even check that deep. We'll see. Well, damn it, I still want Mox to win. Who doesn't? Unless you're not a Mox fan, but damn, I don't know anybody who says that. Oh, I don't like Mox. What the hell's the matter with you then? How can you not? Whatever. Anyways. All right, let's get out of here. Thanks for joining. Shit, what is this? Wednesday. Tomorrow night, we've got Total Nonstop Impact. Join us live. I'm sure, yes, it's going to be a late night as usual. But hey, it is what it is. We'll see how the day goes. Maybe it'll be earlier than usual. I doubt it, though. We'll see. But nonetheless, that's what we get to look forward to. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking some business with a certain someone tomorrow, talking about a certain, maybe a future of something coming to the podcast tomorrow. Maybe a couple of podcasts. I don't know. Maybe something's in the works. That's all I'm going to say. We'll see. So, if you're watching this after the fact, please put your predictions in the comments below. Let me know who you are picking for this. This could be a great show. Just a well-rounded show. We got tag team drama, women's wrestling, and some absolute slobber knockers, and probably at least a debut or two. Senior Benjamin, calling it now. He's going to show up and declare Rebby Hardy as the leader of the Dark Order. I'm kidding. Let's get out of here. Don't forget to smash that like button. Smash that sub button. Oh, God. If Senior Benjamin actually shows up, I'm going to just die. And ring that bell for notifications so that you know when more of my content hits your screen. See you tomorrow night, folks, over on the Total Nonstop Impact Podcast.